quickly introduce Michael Abelman and Joel Saladin. Michael is a dear friend of mine. He invigorated the activism in me. It was very inspiring to see them speak. So, he said, good accessible food is more than just a convergence of technique and fertile soil. It derives from the passion of the people who are working towards it. So I'm just going to give you a little background. Marco Pure White. Very rock and roll kind of chef, defy all conventions. Really inspired me as well. So I first learned how to cook in a small town called Lafayette, Indiana. I was in school for engineering. I didn't really want to follow the footstep of the convention as well. And so I took a job in a sushi bar out of curiosity than necessity. Didn't really think much about the prospect of cooking as a profession. So for me, it was an act of rebellion against the social norm. I was fortunate enough to be able to consciously step down the social ladder, and assimilate with all the misfits in the kitchen. There was something real and relevant about the kitchen. There was madness and devoid of any social and mental segregation. So having spent 8 of my teenage years in boarding school, I found a new sense of freedom. It was liberating, So, I went, long story short, I went to Chicago, dropped out of school, worked for Chris Nugent, practiced all the discipline and dedication towards my profession. I realized this is the direction that I wanted to go for. So my restlessness led to Vancouver, Denmark, Belgium, Spain, France, and then finally back here in Vancouver. So this is a restaurant we created about 4 months ago. It was very different than what I grew up with. The previous picture was all the lavishness, all the silver spoons and the cutleries, and there was not much meaning to me. There was a lot of kind of smoke and mirror, if you will. A lot of egotistical approach to cooking. There was void of substance. Every dish was a lot of technical kind of perspective. So when I was given the opportunity to open Wildebeest, I knew I had to kind of get rid of the convention, dispel my ego, and started going about a different route. I had to develop something a bit more unique, a bit more genuine. So I reinforced my relationship with all the farmers and the people who grows them, all the food I meant. I wanted something more interesting. So I didn't want people dressed up in suits and, greasy hands and coming through my kitchen door delivering meat or vegetables that I never knew where it comes from. So I started developing honest relationship with all the suppliers and my farmers, and we created a different relationship. We through trust and time, we started to get different kind of ingredient, different animals. We started working with breeds and heritage species. We were able to influence the flavor and different crossbreeding program and animal husbandry. I realized by the time food gets into my kitchen, it's already too late. That was the end of the road. I couldn't change anything about it. So we started experimenting with seeds that were kind of lost in a sense. So through that, we were able to get, padron peppers, black Spanish radishes, and a lot of interesting vegetables that we never see in a grocery store. So I realized with awareness and consciousness, responsibility soon followed. So we get animals like Icelandic sheep that weren't bred for the market because it's too small. It takes a longer time to mature, but the flavor is phenomenal. So that was very, very interesting to both parties because we were able to give the farmers feedback on what they're doing, and in return we get very special product. So why the name? I think farmers have the relationship with their product in the environment. We've been blessed with their gifts, their blood and the sweat. As a chef, it's very easy to call someone and say, give me certain things, and it shows up on the doorstep. But to be able to go to the farm and physically see what we're eating, it was a very humbling experience. The amount of work that goes into growing these animals, it's very rewarding. So yeah, when we opened Farmer's Apprentice, we wanted to eliminate the ego in cuisine, the fussiness, the removing of the crumbs, filling up the water. I found all that very redundant. I'd rather focus on what is essential, which is food. These are some of the plates that my friend Jesse makes. So it created a vessel for us to express our art. We didn't want a predictable outcome. We wanted something more surprising. We don't want you to like everything about us. We don't. I find it boring to love all 4 dishes. I'd rather have you liking one, hate the other, and find the other 2 okay, and then have the last dessert as something amazing that you'll never forget. So, yeah, that's kind of our motive. We didn't want high prices. We didn't want expensive cutlery. The obligation of high-end food is kind of mediocre to me. I want you to digest and receive your senses and take the cuisine as what it is and let it sit in your system, in your body. So we wanted rock and roll and liberty. We wanted different style of music, so we created a space for a vinyl with the guests being able to play what they want to hear. So you can have the Animals, the Rolling Stones. We don't care. We wanted transparency in our kitchen. We wanted the chef to have eye contact with our guests, to feel that energy, to feel that earnesty that we were trying to convey. I wanted to create an identity, a sense of time, a sense of place, that when you're going to shut your eyes, where exactly you are. We also wanted to impose on sustainability and the act of saving seeds, like Paul was mentioning, and biodiversity and consciousness, which is what we're trying to do. We want a commitment to ecological cuisine. Thank you.